Hey, mommy.
Welcome to the first ever episode of the Ronqui Show, an everyday bro talk for the average dude who just want to live their life however they want to and doesn't give a shit about much things. My name is Richard, and welcome. This is my first show. I've been wanting to do this for a while now. I've been a huge fan of podcasts, but I'm not. I'm not very open to anything else besides my realm of interests. On the podcasting realm, I'm not. I didn't explore that much, but I know I've been listening to a few now, and a lot of Joe Rogan, a lot of Bill Simmons, and Jim Cornette. Those are my three idols and my inspiration for this podcast. So, on to the podcast. What are we going to talk about today? On the description, if you've already read it, we're talking about the NBA Finals. And to talk about something a little bit more recent, or a little bit to life, the gas prices, which is ridiculous, but maybe not so much. And for our weekly segment, the quick Twitter trends, we're just going to have a look at what's trending on Twitter, and me, who doesn't give a shit about much things. I don't watch the news. I don't keep up to date. Just wake up, browse my internet, scroll out to Instagram, and then go to work. And then go home really tired and fall asleep, talk to my girlfriend, says hello, and I go sleep and repeat. When there's something newsworthy that affects my life, I'll watch it. But, I didn't know who died. I didn't know that much. I don't even know if there's a storm coming. But we're just going to do a quick tour of trends. That's weekly, so I get to be up to date. And I get to comment and share stories about what's happening on Twitter. By the way, Twitter is not real life, folks. Let's get that out of the way. So, on to our first segment. And now we're back. So, for the first segment, we're going to talk about the NBA Finals. So, I got the box scores all right here. I didn't watch it, obviously. I was at work. But, so the Golden State Warriors win by 10. But don't let that fool you. It was a close game. And they just got out of hand by the end. From the first quarter, Golden State was up. Boston was up 1, sorry. And then Boston was still up. So this was the Steph Curry carry game. So Steph carry game, if you will. He finished with, dear God, what is this? Here we go. 43 points in 41 minutes. Wow, he played all the damn game, almost. Andrew Wiggins played 43 minutes. That was crazy. And there's a video where he locked up Tatum, from what I've seen. And is this Steph Curry's best game ever? I say yes. Given all the things that he had done in the past, the Portland I'm back game, other finals performances 2019. I heard this from Bill Simmons, obviously. So from the finals, he had a bunch of 38 point games, 40 point games. OKC, that crazy game in 2016 that cemented his MVP. Other games, this must be his career staple, as you will. There's been 63 for Michael. LeBron's multitude, probably against the Detroit Pistons in 2007. And now Steph, 43 points, 10 rebounds, which is crazy. He had 4 assists. You mean tell me this little guy got 10 rebounds? Anyway, so Draymond had 2 points. It's interesting, Draymond Green, I'm going to say something of substance right about now, other than just a regular podcast. But Draymond Green, he's got the platform. He's got the platform to dictate the narrative. Because when he gets games like this, 2 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, and then he goes online and talks about it, you know, and he goes out to defend himself, which is, unfiltered in a way, not unadulterated, but unchecked, because Fox Sports, I think, just lets him do what he does. Colin Cowherd's network just lets him do what he do, and it's the changing of times, really. Uh, Kevin Durant has his podcast, but he's not there often. JJ Redick is retired. We haven't seen anyone dictate their own narrative as much as Draymond Green, because he got his own podcast. But the funny thing is, people seem to look past that and see his bullshit. But it adds to the thing. Used to be it used to be going through a filter. Let's say the post show from inside the NBA or Game Time or Sports Center. It used to go through that, but now it's straight from the source. And is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Time will tell. Because right now it doesn't look like it's a good thing. Because it doesn't help from his legacy that he's having a bad game, and then you hear him talk about it, and you hear him get mad about it, and you hear him say all these things, and you don't buy it. But when he has a comeback game, now what's he gonna say? He's gonna say, I have this all along." So it's like it's nothing unheard of, but it's quicker and it's a lot more organic, and so there's that. So on to the next topic. Do I think Boston has a chance? Obviously, Jason Tatum had an average game. He shot 34% from the field, 60% from the free throw line. Good Lord. Jaylen Brown had 21, and he shot 50% from the free throw line. So I think that this was the game. This was a game that Boston lost, because how can you let Steph Curry do that to you? But you gotta win. You gotta win. You gotta win on the free throw line. You gotta win on shot selection. They just crumbled, man. Marcus Smart had 18 points. Nobody helped. There were a 1, 2, 3, 4, 8-man rotation. They won't get any help from these other guys. These 8 people have to perform their very best. These 8 people have to win the championship if Boston wants to win. Can they do it? Their system is too ironed out. Their defensive system, at least, is too ironed out for me to doubt them. But their offense should be consistent, and they can't keep losing third quarters, man. They gotta win a third quarter for them to win the championship. I don't know. Maybe it's just how it happens. But if they win the title, where do they rank above all the champions? I say they'd be pretty goddamn low on the list. If they win the championship and you compare them to the other past champions and how would they fare against those champions, they'd be pretty low. Maybe, well, they're lower than the. Of course, they're lower than the Bulls, those Rocket teams, the past Warriors. Maybe they'll be around 2019 Raptors level, 2011 Dallas Mavericks level. Maybe are they better than the 2021 Bucks? No, because they beat the Bucks this year, but without Chris Middleton. So So there's that. So yeah, uh, all right. On to my final topic is what to expect after this finals going to next season. So this draft class, I'm not into deep about it to be an expert about it, but I've seen comments on social media that saying this is gonna be a pretty weak draft in terms of superstar, but a pretty deep draft in terms of role players and just solid players. Every passing year, there seems to be a lot more solid players coming in. The talent level is always increasing, but the dedication is always in question. I think more and more every year for these players. I am not as motivated as these people are. Personally, I can't hold a candle to their drive to play basketball. But as a fan, I can comment on relating the dedication of, let's say, a LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan to these young people. Say just some guys just have it, and most guys, you know, they just content on. From what I've heard, they're just content on the money, content on where they are, contract wise. So yeah, next season it's gonna be interesting because it's free agency. I'm a Bulls fan, first and foremost. I hope Zach LaVine stays because Rudy Gobert on our team is gonna be the death of me. I don't see the DeMar DeRozan and Rudy Gobert coexisting like Zach did. Everybody thinks that Zach is jealous of DeMar. Dude, DeMar's trajectory is going down from his peak. He may be an MVP contender this season, but that's because his peak from when he was in Lake Toronto and San Antonio. DeMar's peak from San Antonio to now. It just paid off. He's just a veteran. It's like who can I compare it to? I don't know. It's just like Joakim Noah. Defensively, that trajectory, and I think it's probably going to go downhill from here. And you know what? Zach is going to pick up where DeMar left off this season. He's going to run with it, and DeMar's just going to. It's like the passing of the torch thing, but DeMar never actually had a torch. So I hope Zach stays, and I hope that I know. And I hope the Lakers next season just crashes and burns because they deserve it. They deserve it. I hope Brooklyn gets better because I love seeing Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. So yeah, what will we expect from next season after this finals? The Warriors are probably on their last legs, but Jonathan Kuminga and Jordan Poole and those guys are going to take it over. My surprise team for next year should be Dallas because I think Mark Cuban's going to break his streak of saving, not going over the luxury tax. He will do something this offseason, I promise you. You heard it here first, folks. All right, that's it for the NBA talk. On to the next segment. So, for our next segment, gas prices. So, not only here in the Philippines are the gas prices. Gas prices is all over the world. So, yeah. What is up with the world? Well, I'll tell you what is up with the world. There's this what the hell? Jake Paul just tweeted something that Biden. Well, I'm sorry to go into U.S. politics, but he blames their president for the highest gas prices, worse inflation, plummeting crypto. That's irrelevant. I'm sorry. So let's talk about the gas prices here in the Philippines. You know, you just got to deal with it. I used to drive a car going to work. I don't drive it anymore. It's so expensive now. I just rather commute. Thank God my work is not that, it's not that hard to get to because I go from terminal to terminal, literally terminal from and I go three trips. Some tricycle, some jeep, the sky bus or jeep then. So that's it. So you do you, man. I mean, so so that's what I do. It's tiring after a long day at work. It's tiring to commute, but you just gotta live with it. I've been in a crossroads in my career right now, but for everyone who's struggling and who's just in a ditch right now, you can do this. I can recommend you this. Judging by my experience, my girlfriend's experience, my family's experience, go rent a place. Go rent a place. It is much better right now for because there's a lot of dormitories, there's a lot of condominiums, but that only works for if your salary is good. If you're not, then you're fucked. What I can see coming into the horizon is the shortened work days, because my mom's company, where she works, she's 57 years old. She's almost retiring. She rented a place, and she told me that the company's plan is to shorten the days from Monday to Friday instead of Monday to Saturday to save with the to save work hours from people who are just commuting because they're probably more prone to sick leaving than anything else. And to compensate that, they gotta put an extra work hour every day. And I think it's fair. It's a fair assessment, fair judgment. You avoid the peak hours, but eventually the peak hours just gonna spread out. So that's probably a bad thing. But hey, what I tell you, us who voted for the person who probably has the most sense to be voted, I'm not saying anything. You can make it out whoever you want to. We voted for good things. I'm not talking about one candidate. I mean, I'm talking about one candidate who should not have been voted. But that's what we chose. And I mean we, because I'm not better than you. We are the same. We're the same. No matter how many people say it, we are the same. We are not the same by choice in how we think, but statistically on this society, we're the same. When we drive the same buses to work, we're the same. There's no status in that. You can tell it to yourself that we are not the same, but we're the same. Why? Because we all follow the same rules. The level above us don't follow the same rules as we do. Those with cars and those who have compensation to drive their cars, they're on a lot of level. They're not the same as us. And what did y'all do? You let incoherence, fanaticism, and hate fuel your decision. Hate for those who try to talk down to you. Me, I never talk down to anybody. Because I know they're going to get offended. As much as they offend me for talking about what they know and refusing to listen. I'm not talking down to them. I'm not educating them, quote unquote. No. Because that's not who I am. That's not what I do. I help people. I don't berate people. So to go back to gas prices, nobody's complaining because we wanted this. We chose this. What is the silver lining in all this that I see? I'm going to propose something that is all through since this pandemic started. There's always a silver lining. And that silver lining is maybe transportation will be better. I hope. They may not lower the gas prices, but they sure have a ton of tax money incoming from all these gas prices. Maybe they'll make transportation better. I hope. The buses on EDSA seem to work, but there's still buildup in the train stations. I don't ride the train. Thank God. The Metro Rail system, MRT, LRT. Thank God I don't ride those to work. From my own work, going to work, the jeepneys are empty when I get in them, and they're pretty empty when I drop off. And they never full as much as even going home. Not much. So that I'm thankful for. Maybe transportation will be better because our incoming administration said that their focus will be education, I think transportation, and jobs, which is like the template for a bare bones presidential campaign. Dear Lord. So let's go to the quick Twitter trends. Quick Twitter trends. Purely unadulterated personal opinion from a dude who just doesn't watch news that much. First trend, BTS 9th anniversary. Happy 9th anniversary, BTS. Congrats, ARMY, whatever the hell you are. Bought my niece a BTS crop hoodie once when she was like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8. I don't remember. Bought it on Shopee. She never wore it again after it came, but she was very happy. Oh well. Next trend. Anderson .Paak. How do you pronounce this? Paak? Or Paak? Fucking love Paak. Silk Sanning with Bruno Mars. That's my jam. All of them. Bringing the old school blues and jazz, those kind of things. And blending it with 2022 pop. And all that shit. I love it. Smoking out the window. Skate. Skate's a banger. BGYO on Netflix, the next trend. Bagyo? There's a storm? May bagyo? May bagyo sa Netflix? Vantani sa Netflix na? Anyway, I don't know. For youth, it says here K-pop. I got no earthly idea. My girlfriend used to be an avid K-popper though. She grew out of it. She just watches K-drama now. And our final trend for today: the church built by God. This was I clicked on this one. It's Dating Dan. One of my friends is now in there. I miss him, but it's kind of weird talking to him. Nothing against him. I love him, but there's a disconnect somewhere. Still love him. Got mad love for him. We'll do anything for him. My guy. But yeah, I can't talk to him that much anymore. Used to watch INC on Net 25 on TV and absolutely destroy and slander, you know, brothers Eli Soriano, and just loved it. Just binged on it. Man, if those were on YouTube right now, I'd watch it. Good TV, good TV. So anyway, that closes our first inaugural podcast here on the Ronqui Show. I'm gonna edit this and I'm gonna send it out to Spotify and YouTube and see where this goes. Thank you all for listening. If you stick right through the end, you're a real bro talker, man, and I love you. Go follow me on Twitter at Mr. Ronqui or at what's my handle again? I have two. I barely use the other one. At rronqui_. If you're watching on YouTube's, link is under the description for my socials. If you want to see updates on the next podcast, tune into that. I'll be posting on Twitter. So thank you. Thank you for listening. And here's been the Ronqui Show with me, your average bro talker. Peace out.